This video is about my farm's best management practices. This is important because nowadays people are becoming more concerned with the current environmental conditions. Because of this, there has been an increase in stricter regulations regarding how farms control and manage their nutrients in order to prevent a large quantity of nutrients from entering the environment and causing harmful effects. A brief overview of my farm. We have 3 500-foot poultry houses that house 25,000 toms per house. This equates to 75,000 birds total per flock. We only start toms so they are only on our farm for 5 weeks and are then moved to another farm. In addition to this, we grow soybeans and wheat on 75 acres that are leased from my grandma. We also breed and raise a small herd of registered Holstein cattle, and we have shown at numerous national shows. Furthermore, we have a portable grain roasting business that we can roast various grains like soybeans, corn, barley, and wheat at any location. Lastly, we have a trucking business where we haul bedding, lime, and litter. In order to prevent excess nitrogen and phosphorus from entering into streams, ponds, and wells, my family's farm has developed 3 best management practices to help control our nutrients. The best management practices include having a nutrient management plan, having a covered shed for litter and concrete pads outside our turkey houses, and the use of cover crops. Our nutrient management plan is written by a nutrient management planner who is certified by the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality, and the plan that he develops is good for 3 years. We have house, feed, and fertilizer take various soil samples around the farm every 2 years. Litter samples are taken once a year and sent off to the Agricultural Service Laboratory at Clemson University. We also keep track of the total amount of litter and fertilizer applied to the fields within each year so that we know whether or not we can apply more later in the year. Additionally, we limit the manure application in the winter to avoid nutrient runoff when the soil is frozen or right before or after heavy precipitation. Research has found that the risk of nutrient runoff is at its highest when manure and fertilizer has been applied within 72 hours of rainfall or snow melting, and during the early winter, manure that is applied in dry conditions are at a lower risk than if it was applied in wetter conditions. Lastly, we have a balance sheet schedule describing the types of crops that will be grown within 3 years, these specific crops' nutrients requirements, and the rate to apply litter and commercial fertilizer. Here's a picture of our balance sheet. You can see the crops' nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium needs are 100, 30, and 40 pounds per acre for field 1. Also, the manure rate is 1 ton of poultry litter per field per season. And the amount of commercial fertilizer that should be applied to field 1 at the beginning of the 2016 season is 50 pounds per acre of nitrogen, 0 pounds per acre of phosphorus, and 50 pounds per acre of potassium. The next picture is of an aerial view of the farm and breaks it down into the different fields. Here is a picture of one of our litter samples. For this litter sample, there is 3.67% total nitrogen, 3% phosphorus, 2.53% potassium, and 2.35% calcium. This is the manure spreading summary. Each year, 1 ton of litter will be applied for every acre. It also shows the type of crops grown that year and the total amount of litter to be spread on each field every year. This is a picture of one of our soil samples. As you can see, field 1 has an optimum level of phosphorus, deficient in calcium, and high in magnesium and calcium. Our next best management practice is having a covered shed for storing litter and concrete pads outside each turkey house and the litter shed. Our litter shed is 12 feet tall so that we can get equipment in there to stack and remove the litter. The litter shed has 6 feet wooden walls and concrete floors. We also have concrete pads outside all of the turkey houses and the litter shed in order to make it easier to clean up any litter that has fallen onto the ground when cleaning out the houses. By doing this, it limits the amount of litter lost from when it rains or when it is windy, which in turn helps prevent nutrient runoff. A proper shed is important for storing poultry litter because, according to the Virginia Cooperative Extension, litter that is stored outside will lose about 30% of its total nitrogen. Here are a few pictures of our litter shed and the concrete pads. The last best management practice that I am going to talk about today is that our farm uses cover crops. Cover crops can help limit the amount of soil erosion because it provides protection and its roots can help anchor the soil during rainfall. Cover crops also help with increasing the organic matter in the soil and soil tilth. When organic matter degrades, it produces certain aggregates that help with soil permeability, water filtration, and aeration. Also, cover crops can help utilize the leftover nitrogen from the previous crop and prevent it from leaching during the winter months. Cover crops can also be used for partial weed control because they compete for sunlight, nutrients, and water. This is a good thing because less herbicide will have to be applied to the field after the cover crop is harvested. Here are a few pictures of wheat and barley which we have used as cover crops over the years. There are numerous best management practices that different farms take advantage of in order to maintain the amount of nutrients that their farm produces and prevent nutrients from runoff into streams, wells, or ponds.